Okay, and we are on, everyone. Hi, everyone. Welcome
No.
to another edition of Hi Masterclass. This time for our Hi Masterclass number 50. Yeah, who would have thought that we would reach this number? And today, for a very special masterclass, we have a very special host. Today, Sergio Contreras is here with us. He's a front-end developer here at Interactive, and today he is here to talk about Intl JavaScript API. Am I right, Sergio?
Yes, that will be the topic for today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and before Sergio starts with his presentation, let me just say that he has wrote an article about this topic. So you can scan it here on the QR code or check the description of this video where you will find the link to the blog article that Sergio wrote about this topic that he is about to talk. And yeah, as I do always, please drop us a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have plenty of more content like this coming up for you in the near future. And hopefully, Sergio, he's in these contents that I'm talking about in the future. And yeah, if you have any type of question you would like to ask Sergio or everyone at High Interactive, please drop the questions on the comment section of this video and we will answer to you. And yeah, without further to add, let's start, Sergio. And yeah, before we start, let me just make a question to you, Sergio.
Mhm.
What do you feel that the people watching this will gain from this masterclass? What would be the purpose for them to watch this? Can you answer to the ones at home?
Yeah, so for this topic, for the Intl API JavaScript, it can be helpful because nowadays most of applications are global and the user can be in different parts of the world. So they have different cultures, they have different conventions, they use different conventions to format strings or numbers, and they have different dates layouts, currencies, different naming conventions. So this API will take care of these differences automatically. So you don't need to build like a custom formatting. So it is built on this API JavaScript. And this is also reliable across browsers, and I think it's
Yeah,
useful.
okay, for sure, for sure. So let's go then.
Okay, okay. Let's explore it. So this we call it Intl API. The Intl stands for short for Internationalization API. In JavaScript, this is a built-in set of objects and methods that help formatting data of different languages and countries without the need of some custom code. So in sum, we can say that this JavaScript API will help you and feel like have an application, have a local feel to the user around the world. So instead of manually handling date formats, number separators, or some language plural rules, this Intl API gives you some tools for example, that we're going to explore later. We can use it for dates and times. We can use like for number and currencies, for collation, for string sorting and comparing. We can also use it for relative times or to display some names in the places that we want. So we can start by looking for the first part for dates and times. So let's go. To format dates and times, so the users, they expect their date to be formatting on their own locale. This is one of the most common tasks in naturalization task. So to display dates and times, different regions may have very different conventions, and hard coding a single format often leads to confusion. And it's with this API, it's super simple to implement. This this date format time, this date time format. We'll also have some options where you can set for the week, the weekdays, the months, the year, the day, the time zone itself, and the hour cycle that we want to display. As we can see there in the example, let me just zoom a little bit on the presentation. Sorry. So as you can see, for the US, they format the dates as month, day, year. So with this, we can just say like to the local to be like Indian and US, and it formats automatically the date that we have. For England, we have like a day, month, year, and for Japan, they use the year, month, day. We can also use this to format like the time itself. Okay, we can pass to the other. So other thing that Intl also helps you is formatting numbers. Numbers is other area where cultural differences are visible. Some cultural use decimals, others use separators or have different currency symbols that can vary. So the Intl number format object formats numbers, currencies, as we said, percentages, and even units in a local way. For the image on the left, we see that in the US, the numbers are formatting with some dots and commas for the decimals, but in Germany, sorry, I see. I tried to. It's a little bit small, the presentation, sorry. Maybe I had to put like the image a little bit bigger next time. So for Germany, as we said, they use like the dot and the comma for the decimals, and the Indian as well, such as American ones. For percentages, some countries have different rules. For the placement of the percentage symbol or the space, they appear before or after, and this also help you with that. Next, we can see, okay, for the currencies, maybe this will be like the most used case for this number formatting, as I think, because in the US, the dollar sign usually comes before the number. But in Germany, we have the euro that comes after the number with a non-breaking space, and in Japan, the yen, they use it before the number, and they don't have like a decimal fraction. For this as well, some places in the world use different formats for their units. For example, the US, they usually use the US customary system. I think that's what they called. Here in Europe, you use like most of the metric system, but these numbers can be like converted for the unit that we want, even though the local is have a different system. And to summarize why the numbers are useful to be formatted. So we can use this to display like information for financial dashboards, to proper group larger numbers, to analytics and stats for the localized percentage and units, and for billing to display like the prices of the user currency. Okay, next we can check the string comparisons. So for collation and text comparison, when you need to sort or compare, normally when you sort or compare text with JavaScript, using methods for the greater or less than or local compare, this often gives you some unexpected results because of the way that JavaScript works, and in different languages. That's why the use of the Intl collator comes in, and this provides a local aware string comparison, so your app can sort words or names. As we see in this example, we have like these three words. One of them is written in German. So we see that we have apple and banana, and the letter A that should be in this word will be like apple, and banana. It's appear apple in the last part. This occurs because by default the JavaScript sorts strings using some unit code points and not logistic rules. Even that I think local compare I think already does the for the current language as well. The compare, but the Intl collector can be useful here. So next we'll see like the example using this Intl collector. So by using the Intl collector, it fixes the sort that had an error and applying a language specific rule. So it will be like correct. So apple, and then the banana. Oh, sorry. Before we advance to the plural rules, we can like use this for searching or filtering in your own local language when you're using this on a website or an application. To sort user lists, because names will be properly ordered. For catalogs, and to use in data grids and tables to have like a consistent ordering across locales. For plural rules, the pluralization is one of the trickiest parts of intransition, and this I18N that we'll explore later. But for here, we can see like that in normal English, we can say like one apple, two apples, but in other languages, some plural forms can be far more complex. So I cannot I cannot say those words that they're in Russian, but they have like three forms of to pluralize to use like to count like these. We have like a lot of things. As we can say, we have one or we have other, but they have like one, few, many, and in Arabic they have like 6 forms, as we see here. Like we have like 0, 1, 2, a few, many, above 100 it's other, just like that. Yeah, I think that's it. We can. So for the relative time formatting, some dates always make sense as fixed timestamps. For example, in social media, as you can see in your post that we do, or you see for other people, you see like a date format correctly, but you don't want to see like if you do a post like, for example, at in the 28th of August at 13:53, you just want to see like 2 hours ago or yesterday. And so this is why this is come in handy. So this is what the Intl relative time format does. It converts like the numbers plus times to units to a neutral human-friendly phrase in the user languages. It has an option for numeric auto. As we see in the example, this means like the words like yesterday or tomorrow will be displayed instead of the raw numbers. And we have another option for numeric always, and you only see like the numeric forms like one day ago. Okay, next we're gonna speak about, okay, so the display names. So when we are building apps, for example, with drop-downs, menus, or settings, we often need to show like a human readable names for countries, language, or scripts that will be on the local language. So traditional developers would create like translations like in the or ship large JSON files with these translations. But with the Intl display names, browsers can give you like these labels automatically to localize users in this language. So I put here like some example. I have like a drop down with some languages, and by changing like the local or the display name that I want to do, we can see that like those languages, I have them in Portuguese, and then they appear in Chinese as well. And this is useful because apps often need country pickers or language menus on region settings, as you remember, maybe like in some application or some in video games as well. You can select like different languages, but you don't understand what that language itself is. If it is in your local, you can see like if it is in German or Portuguese or Chinese, etc. It also saves times and reduces the bundle size compared to loading translation using a translation dictionary outside. Next, we're going to talk about the best practices to use when using the Intl. So for the first best practice, we can always pass a local when you're using like your type of the Intl. You have to format a number, the date. Also, always pass the local, because if you don't pass the local, the browser will try to get like this value from your browser. And if you have like use like a browser in English and or your system is in English and you want to display some, the custom will be like that in English. If you want like your local in Portuguese, you have to set your local, and we will overwrite the definition from the system or from the browser. Next. Okay. So in the article, I also left like a link for the browser support of this of some of these methods that we talked before. But you can see like there's a preview. There's a lot more below, but the image will be too long. I think it crosswise from the browser perspective. I think it's used in most browsers, and most of them accept this. Maybe some versions we have to check it out what will work on. But for example, if you use like an older version, you can also use like some polyfills, JavaScript, that also help you in that. Okay, next. So we talked before about this, the I18N internationalization. So this is a process of design and software, so it can easily adapt to different languages and cultures and regions for dates, numbers, and currency, etc., without requiring some code changes. I think this, I didn't search much about it, but I think there are another conventions for this, but this is like I think it's a good practice or a mandatory rule for some developers or in this case some software developments that need to be accepted and have all of these translations and etc. And this Intl API, they handles it and formatting for the full internationalization of the I18. But we also need like to have like this I18 accepted. We have to translate as well all the messages and the language for UI text, the content direction from left to right, the right to left, because in some countries they write different from the others. For this, you can also use for larger apps. We can combine with some libraries or some frameworks. For example, the React, they use like some libraries that use this Intl as part of its library. Also, we have like FormatJS is a standalone for vanilla and other frameworks. And the I18 Next is also a tool for translation and localization engine with the Intl support. And I think all of these libraries, under the hood, they use like a higher level API managing for translation and localization logics. Okay, the next best practice, always test with the different locales just to check if all of your code is correct and it's performed well with different locales. And next, performance-wise, it's a good thing to keep in mind, because instead of creating like multiple formatters for Intl, every time you need one, maybe you can reuse some of those you already created, just not to keep always call the same thing over and over again, and keep like your files longer and heavier on the process. Okay, so I think this is so for a simple conclusion. The Intl API, it's a powerful ally to use in your developments. It's a tool for building truly global applications, so it abstracts you away some of the complexities of localization and ensures that your app naturally adapts to the language and culture and some expectations that the users have worldwide. So by relying on these building tools, you save time, you can reduce errors, and deliver a more inclusive experience. Because in today's connected world, internalization isn't just an extra feature, it's a necessity for us to use in our developments, and the users expect that as well.
For sure. So, Sergio, thanks for this amazing presentation and for the insights that you brought up. I'm sure that with this masterclass, we made better developers that watch this till the end. And yeah, thanks for that, Sergio.
Yeah. Maybe in some examples we could go deeper and bring maybe better examples, but I think this will have just an initiation for developers to go and check out what the Intl can help them.
Who knows if we can do a part 2 where we go in more detail
Okay.
in this topic that you were talking about. And if the ones at home are interested in a part 2, please be sure to say it in the comment section of this video. We will take in consideration your wants and needs. So with that said, thanks, Sergio, as I've said before. Be sure to check Sergio's article. You will get a better view on what he said today in this high masterclass. And to the ones at home who stood by till the end, thanks a lot. Please be sure to drop us a like on this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And with that said, let's see you on the next one. Hopefully, in the future, we'll have Sergio on another high masterclass. But for now, stay with this masterclass and stay with High Interactive, and see you on the next one. Bye bye. Let's make a thumbnail photo right now.
Yeah. And my hand is okay.
Wait. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's it. So, yeah. See you on the next one. Bye bye.